Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for a second, I just had to make sure the stream was working. Welcome here to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Indianapolis 500 time trial thing. So here we are here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway here in the lovely month of May to bring you the possibly the most hyped up Indy 500 in history. Let's hop on board with some of the Justice Newgarden, defending series champ, is we're struggling so far this season as we come into the month of May, but that's not the big thing we're talking about, nor Simon Pagenaud. Sorry, Graham Rahal. We'll unpause this thing and wait for the guys to actually come out the garage area. We'll talk about them. As you can see them ready. F1 drivers have invaded Indianapolis. We have Kimi Räikkönen, Mick Schumacher, Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton. Let's see, who else did I put in here? Who else has showed up? Not ask you. Fernando Alonso, yeah. Daniel Ricciardo showed up. Lando Norris also did. Now, it's first car on the clock. It's a 55-minute session. Top 15 are automatically locked into the Indianapolis 500. Top 15 on speed from this session. So here we go, the 10 car. He's currently in with a 56.170 mile an hour. We could see times drop into the 40s. Like 43 second, maybe fast in single car qualifying. But it's not probably going to get you in the show here. Here we go at full song. Joseph Newgarden sets a 41.8. That's a time to beat right now. Like I said, top 15 advance into the main event. Everybody else, we got 40 cars here at Indianapolis, will have to race their way in through the heat races. Now let's look at the board. Here we go. Simon Pagenaud. Okay, 26 car just rocketed off to the front. I'm not completely familiar with numbers. Zach Veach takes us to the top of the charts with a 41.163. J.R. Hildebrand up there with him. Let's take a look there at the cut line. Cut line right now is a 55.7. 55.7. Here we go. Just drop down to a 42.9. 41.9. 41.8. Here we go. A 42 will not get you in. 41.6. 41.6. Here we go. There's a 41.5. 41.563. It's currently in 41.4. That will get you in. No, it's 41.3. 41.2. These are some of the fastest times in this modern era. These are the fastest times in the four-cylinder era. Dang! 41 flat! 41 flat is a fast time here today. 41.073 is the current cutoff as we are only 4 minutes in. 41.06, 41.005. 41.001. Times are dropping like a rock. 40.9, 40.948. That's the current lock-in. You'll recognize some of the big names. We have young drivers in F1, such as George Russell. Actually, I don't believe I actually got him set up. I think I actually forgot about him. Yeah, I forgot to set George Russell up. George Russell, he'll make it. He'll race it. He's just not ready. This car was not ready enough due to incidents due to some circumstances. The 63 Williams car will not be running. Here we are, here at Indiana. Current cutoff time is at 40.805. That's your cutoff. There is nobody currently locked in, unless if you set a fast lap. Here in the pack, who's down to, and I believe that may be one, who is that? Duking it out. You got Newgarden. There's Dixon. Who's after fighting with? That is one of the Aero McLaren cars. Not to be confused with one of the McLaren cars. They are working together. However, they are the Aero McLaren cars and the McLaren F1 team are working together, as those cars were built in the same shop. However, they are not registered under the same team. You will see these cars duking it out side by side. There's Jack Harvey in the 60 car. This is going to be interesting. Let's hop on board with some of the other teams rolling up through the pack. As the cutoff right now is a 40.715. Dalton Kellett. There's Rossi. Marco Andretti. He's a big name. Could he break the Andretti curve? Here's Lewis Hamilton. Lewis is currently in the show, 7th fastest with a 40.576, just ahead of Mick Schumacher, working in a combination deal between Haas F1 and Penske. Ooh, and Mick just went faster. Times are dropping. The 55 cars, the current one is currently on pole. Well, fastest locked in. It's Alex Palou, locked in with a 40.3. Holy smoke. Palou's coming in there. You're Palou, you don't come back out until you need to. And I know I forgot to do search for pit stalls, but I'll fix those before the main event. Here we go. There's the Haas of Mick Schumacher duking it out alongside Max Verstappen. Here he comes down the back stretch. High race of speed. Mick's at a 40.4. He could be a car to beat. Current cutoff is a 40.590. Here we go, down through to 3 and 4, sending them back home. Here we go. Front stretch. Here we go. Max is going to pull just a little bit down the front straightaway. 40.597. Not going to improve on his fast time. And even if that was a time set by himself, that would still not be good enough to get you into the show. Lewis Hamilton's last guy in with a 40.576. We will keep that cut-off mark all the way. Let's take a look at some of the other drivers. Former F1 driver Max Chilton, he's going to try to go hunting down with the boys. There's Ben Hanley. Hunter Ray. There's Veach. Herta. There's Marco Andretti. J.R. Hildebrand. There's Lewis Hamilton. Here we go. Lewis did get himself a little higher. No, Lewis is out. Lewis is currently out of the automatic buy-ins. Here we go. Down through one and down the back straightaway. Here they come. Let's see here. Current cutoff is a 40.556, set between the 66 and the 59. 66, if I'm correct, that is Fernando Alonso. And by Fernando Alonso, that's the car he raced in the 2020 Indy 500, not his, I forget what it is. It's not Renault. It's not the other car brand. It's the other. Yeah. Anyways, here's Fernando Alonso. He's currently the last locked in. Who's the 59 car? Max Chilton. They are both tied for the final spot. If on a tiebreaker, it's going to be who set the final who set the final fastest last lap. Yeah, so whoever set the fastest lap of the two on their final run, not including what they came in, count. Here we go. That's a 40.6 for Fernando. That's not going to get him in. Let's take a look at the field. There's the pack. Who's dead last? 41 car. Dalton Kellett. A 41.6. That's honestly not that bad of a lap in general for this mod here. Like qualifying, we'll see laps in the 43s because they don't have the draft. Like a single car qualifying. Where literally this is just to narrow the field down from 40 down to the best. Go. Here's Danny Rick in the heart of the battle. Here we go down the back straightaway. Who's that going in side by side with him? It's Elio Castroneves. Here's two legends of their own sport. Daniel Ricciardo. The Aussie versus the Brazilian. Here we go. The four-time Indy 500 winner versus a guy who has won countless F1 Grand Prix, including winning the Italian Grand Prix. Now let's get back to the cut line on the scoreboard. That is still a 40.556. Elio is in. Hate to break it to you fans, but Danny Rick is not in the show. Danny Rick is not in the show. Oh, time just dropped. Time just dropped. Now the time to get in is a 40.544. Who's gonna get there first? You want to be that third or fourth car in line and just gun it. As we only have 40 minutes left to decide who's gonna make it. We will see who will get in the show. Now this is going to be an interesting fight. Here we go. Now. So now we will only have 18 spots open between the few cars remaining. Yeah, 25 cars will battle for the final 18 spots. So, only 7 cars will not make it. Will we see a big F1 name miss out? Possibly. Here we go. Danny Ricks making moves through the pack. And the time that was able to get you in only a few minutes ago is now not even a top 20 time. Here comes Danny Rick. He's going to get stuck on the outside of his run. Lando Norris is pulling Connor Daly around. What does Daly do? Daly's already in. Daly is 10th fastest. Who's in? Lando's 14th fastest. Kimball's 13th. 8th goes to Dixon right now. Jack Harvey's out. There's Oliver Askew. He's drafting with Sage Carroll. There's Newgarden. Askew's got to run. He's going to try to make something stick. 40.6, not good enough to improve. There's the Bear's cage right there. Takuma Sato may have just almost killed the wall. I believe that one actually had a very big... Mick Schumacher second. Max Verstappen first. Put 2 of the F1 young drivers up in this fight. Here they are. So actually 8 cars will miss out because George Russell could not get his car here to Indy in time to make pre-qual, to make the time trials. That is fine. George can make it in himself. Now, for qualifying, we will have 2 races. Each will be 40 laps, so 100 miles, to determine the final 8 drivers. So, 4 cars will advance from the first race. They will be put back, they will park their cars, go back in, and they will be fine. Then, the final 40 laps will determine the final 4 cars. One of the things we could have done was, for the heat race, whoever led each, make the race 80 laps, and whoever led at each 10 lap mark would get the win. Would get a spot, but no, we're not doing that. Here we go. Max Verstappen leads with a 40.198. Here comes Kimi making a move. Kimi's going to try to get himself in the show. He's already in the show, actually. These are some of the fastest drivers on the planet. Drafting side by side, single file, pack racing. Here at over 220 miles an hour. There's Lando. Lando's out right now. Current time to get in has dropped even farther to a 40.511. I repeat, that's a 40.511 is the time to get in the show. So that's right, only 5 rows will be locked in. However, not even those spots are locked. You are coming out here to run as fast as you can to prevent yourself from being forced to run through the heats. There will be single car qualifying for both heat races. There's Askew. There's Power. Alexander Rossi is... Ooh, he's slow. Will Power also struggling. Pato Ward. Hildebrand. Kimi Räikkönen is making moves. Here we go. Mick Schumacher's chilling. Mick can bring it in and just relax. Can the father of Michael Schumacher win himself an Indy 500 and just creates his own legacy? Now I know somebody's gonna ask, what about Monaco? Well, I can tell you exactly who's driving at Monaco. So, in replace of Schumacher's Pietro Fittipaldi, to replace Lewis Hamilton is Stoffel Van Dorn. To replace Daniel Ricciardo, well, people will not believe it when I say this, but they got Jimmy Johnson to run Monaco in his spot. Oh, right. Charles Leclerc. Callum Milot's running in his spot. Lando Norris. They got Juan Pablo Montoya to run, I think. I actually don't know if Juan's in this roster. And replace Kimi Räikkönen, well, they have Robert Kubica running. And replace George Russell, yeah. Yeah, I forget who they have. But, they have their reserve driver going to replace him, and Alexander Albon's replacing Max Verstappen. So, yeah. So to replace the entire pack, the reasoning behind all those F1 drivers coming here was Roger Penske, the owner of the Speedway, said, hey, whoever could, if any non-IndyCar regular could show up with this new format, make the show, and win, they will receive a $20 million purse. And he stated that money came from fines, some ticket sales, and some sponsors. And Formula One says, hey, anyone want to come here, come to Monaco and run for us? We'll pay you guys. If you can show up to Monaco, get some points, we'll give you money too. And so it became. Some F1 test drivers showed up, take the call. Jimmy Johnson, Juan Pablo Montoya made the call, took the call. So now, who's gonna win it? I don't know, but we only got 31 minutes left. Time has dropped even farther. Who's that car on the bubble? Stage Caroms on the bubble with a 40.490. We have broken the 40.5 barrier for the cutoff. We were not expecting that. Everyone was saying that 40.7 should get you in. However, that's not looking like the case. Let's look at some of these speeds. Entering turn 1, 225 in the pack. If you're Sage Karen, what do? Do you just sit back and relax? No, you want to push and get that time down as much as humanly possible. Big name out right now, Lewis Hamilton's 28. That's a huge name out. Here we go. Remember, this does not mean you do not race in the Indy 500 if you're outside this top 15. It just means you're not already locked in and you will have to go through the qualifiers. Newgarden, he's coming out onto the track. Where's he? He is third behind Kimi Raikkonen at a 40.034 and a Max Verstappen on a 40.137. He's up there duking it out with the F1 drivers for the fastest time here today. Holy smokes. These are drivers here to play. This is incredible. Let's look at this again. Let's just see this pack of cars. This is as close to pack racing as you will see here at Indy. Sage Karen, so that's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Sage Karen did set a faster lap, but that time was getting smaller and smaller. 40.8. 40.483 is now the cutoff. This is an incredible time to be a race fan. Here's Newgarden. He's chilling in this pack. Will we see the first sub 40 be set here? 3.5 frames a second. 220 miles an hour. Not quite. You want to start in the back, single file, and as they move up, just get closer and closer to the pack. Let's see here. No! Wow, that was a bold move. Car. Here we go. Charles Leclerc's outside looking in. Lewis is on the outside looking in. Time has dropped. Scott Dixon, first car in. Last car in. Lando Norris, first car out. They are actually tied. 26:50 left. 26:50 is left in pre-qualifying. Here we are, single file. Drivers are waiting on edge. Some drivers are sweating. Time's ticking down. Cars are getting faster. Track's getting faster. Who's gonna make it? Out of the 40 cars here, 38 are have broken the sub 40-second barrier from, so yeah, 38th to 15th. It's about half a second. Yeah, it is 4.9, it says 0.491 seconds is the gap between 38th, first car in the sub 40s, to the cutoff. Now it's like another 4/10 of the car to the fastest lap we've seen. Kimi Räikkönen could be a favorite to win the Indy 500 now. There's Dixon. He's worried. He's on the cut line. Dixon's on. Oh my God. Dixon's on the cut line now. 47 car. That is not Mick Schumacher. Mick's registered under the 047. There's Pato. Fernando, he's in, barely. We could see. We could see a 49.3 be the cutoff. We have never seen a 49.3 be the cutoff. .3. Now why not 49.3? Oh, I'm with the camera. Drivers are getting antsy. It's getting a little quiet on the speedway. Cars are breezing, just trying to catch their breaths. Here's Connor Daly, last car in. 6/1000th of a second clear. We're watching that timer. Let's see who's on the speedway. Here's Spencer. Spencer Pigot, he's 21st. Paddle Ward, he's 19th. James Davidson, he's 29th. Lando Norris is 18th. Mick Schumacher. Mick Schumacher is in. Now. Ooh, okay, that's an interesting. So, times could start falling again. We had a point where this is the longest the cutoff has lasted. Here's Danny Rick. He's going to try to get a pole. He is slowly reeling in the car ahead of Kimi Räikkönen. Here he comes down through 3 and down into 3. Gearing up for the short shoot. Down into turn number 4. Time to send them back home. Down the front straightaway. Where the lag is, well, where the frame rate drop is real. Here he comes to the line. 41.230. That is not good enough. Here he goes. He's going to reel it back up. Wind it back up. Here he goes. Here we go. Down the front Down the back stretch. Here we go through the shorts through the 3 and 4. Down into the frame rate drop alley where the frames will drop from 17 down to 5. Here we go. Down the front straightaway. Through 3. Down through 2. 41.212. What is the last lap? Not good enough to get himself in the show. Here's a group of cars all geared up. A successful run is honestly you almost need to be in a pack. Getting cars to zip in and out. Here's Max Chilton. Mick is just running by himself. Mick doesn't care. He's just like, hey, I'm currently in the show. And gee, he just ran a 40.8 in clean air. That by himself is good enough for 37. Now, it's the 2 cars on the outside. It's the 27 of... Is that really? Hang on. Rossi. Alexander Rossi. 2016 winner of the race. Is currently on the outside looking in. Okay, that is interesting. Here we go, 18 minutes left. This will be hectic. Everybody's lining it up. Where's the cutoff right now? Still at that 40.433. That is a close one, folks. Rossi is about over 6/10 off the pole. That is the difference between the cutoff and pretty much last. It's over 6/10. Here's Colton Herta coming in. There's Marco. He's in the show. Well, we will see later whose will make the final few spots. This will be my current goal is to do the qualifiers today. Well, this session today. We'll do the heats tomorrow, Sunday. I may post a preview. And then Monday is the great race itself. The big daddy of them all. Heaven forbid, timing could change. The Indy 500 itself will be that day. And then later, my next project will be another race. Another big race. This is just to split up my other series. Now we're gonna keep our eye on this time section. It's this time. That's the number to beat. Here we go, down into turn number 2. Here's Max Verstappen. He's just driving by himself. A couple cars are actually with him. Sage Karam, who is out. Rinus Rieke, who is also out. Marco Andretti, who is 11th, barely in. Jack Harvey in the 60 car, he's up in the 6th. So let's look at it like this. I'll list off the drivers that I know off the top of my head. Lando's the 03, Elios the 3, Danny's the 03, Elios the 3, Lando's the 04, so let's run. So, in fact, I can actually just push this to get the overall timing chart. Kimi lead. So Kimi, Verstappen, Newgarden, Schumacher, Askew, Harvey, Pilot, Kimball, Castroneves, Rahal, Marco Andretti, Fernando Alonso, Colton Herta, Danny Rick, Connor Daly. Those are the guys in. On the big names on the outside. 16th, Takuma Sato. 17th, Scott Dixon. 18th, Norris. 19th is Pato Award. Venus Ricke's 20th. Piggott does 21st, 22nd, Sage Karam, 23rd, Hinchcliffe, 24th, Rosenquist, 25th, Pagano, 26th, Hildebrand, 27th, Chilton, 28th is Santino Ferrucci, 29th, Davidson, 30th is Ericsson, 31st is Charles Leclerc, 31st, 32nd, Hamilton, Will Powers, 33rd, 34th is Veach. Hunter Ray's in 35th. Ed Carpenter's in 36th. 37th is Tony Kanaan. 37th is Ben Hanley. 38th actually. 39th Alexander, and Dalton Kellett is the slowest of the cars. He was not able to get himself in the pack, I do believe. So that may be his issue. Maybe he wanted to race his way in. Maybe he did not want to risk crashing his car here today and being forced to go to a backup car. Who knows? Maybe he just said left just to figure out what he actually felt like he needed in clean air. Here's a bold move up the inside off of turn number 2, 3, down into turn number 4. Frame rate dropped from 20 down to 6 to 7. 6 or 7. I can guarantee you not everybody will make it out of the Indy 500 in one piece. We will have some big crashes. So, here we go. Stage Karam, VK. This is just a guy who knows that I'm running laps just to get used to it. They're using this session for practice, along with speed, determination. We will see some interesting stuff. Who will make it? Connor Daly still the last car in. Danny Rick is in. I mean, not Danny. Yeah, Danny Rick is in. Lando is out. That's just the speed of those McLarens. They are decent. They may not win it, but they are good. Kimi could win this thing, though. Max could also pull it off. Heck, any of the 33 cars that make that race can win. If you're here, any of the 41 cars showed up that will show up for this event to at least try to make the field will make the show. The only car that will attempt a heat race that is not here is George Russell in the 60 car. He will be a little off, probably during the single car runs. Maybe, because to set the heats will be single car runs. And those races are going to be short if they go caution free. Think about it. There's 60, 41, 11. Ben Haley only ran 11 laps. Yeah, 41. There's 12. 31, 49. Alex Palou has ran only 9 laps and put that thing in 7. Chilton ran 50, 40, 38, 42, 41, 58, 50, 50, 42, 7 laps for Willpower. 8 for Rossi. There's Herda. 40. 16. 25. There's 40. 40. Yeah, where's the car I'm looking for? There it is. Dalton Keltz only ran 5 laps. Yeah. That car might have had an issue. Now the car's on track. There's 53, 57, 64. Davidson has 64 laps run. Yeah, James Davidson leads with the most laps run with 64. It's actually pretty much up there with the top drivers. There's Fernando. Where is Davidson? Yeah, he's gonna be fine. Let's track it. Yeah, Davidson's actually out despite having the most laps run. Now, we only got 7.5 minutes left. If you want to start doing something, you gotta get out there now. You'll only get a few laps at this. Maybe a few drivers said, okay, we've ran enough laps. We got nothing left to offer. Then there's others that are like, we've tried our best. We ain't making it on single cars. We're not making it on speed like this. We're gonna race our way in. This is the race. This could be one of the greatest 500s in history. Could we see a driver make their way up and do something chaotic? Here we come. Through the backstretch. Onto the backstretch. Now these guys are going to be in for some crazy speed. Remember, this track is it's cloudy and a little bit cool right now, so this track's going to be fast. Yep, and it looks like Connor Daly's time may barely stand. And the 30 car of Takuma Sato may be the first car on the outside looking in to race his way in, as he is still out there, like still in his pit stall with 6 minutes left. I believe their team may be done. Danny Rick, he is barely in. And by barely in, I mean he is in by 1/1000th of a second in. He's literally ahead by 1/1000th of a second to the cutoff to the 15th place driver, and it's what 7/1000th of a second, 0.007 each. And then there's Kimmy just meow. Ooh, hang on, Simon Pageant just set a fast lap. He's making moves. He's got the fastest single car on track. Here he goes. Ooh, car is smoking up. Who's that? It's Hildebrand. J.R. Hildebrand has detonated his engine. Let's hop on board, see what happened. Oh, it just detonates. Over 200 miles an hour. Yep. His engine just gave out. Oh. Here we go. Here comes Davidson. Is he gonna try to see what that draft? No, not quite. Here we go. Down here. Pagano. He gave it everything he has. Not good enough. I believe we may already have our 15 cars. Here we go. Through the final corner. Here we go, side by side. We've only had one issue, and that was Colton Herta in the 88 car blowing his engine. Pushed that car as hard as he could, that it just could not do without. It was one engine failure. It just gave up. Here we go. Down the back. We only got 3 minutes to go. This is now go time, people. Now, as things are getting hectic, this is hectic. Now, 100 seconds left. If you're on track, this is your only chance to make it in. Danny Rick, 14th. Here's Max Verstappen. Passion's gonna try to make something work. Here we go. Who's gonna make some moves? For Richie, he's gonna make something try to happen. Here he comes. Down the back straightaway. Single files. Here he comes. He's got a fast car ahead of him pulling him. It's Mick Schumacher, who's running 40.8 by himself. Here he comes down into turn number 3. High rate speed. Keep that thing above 215. Down through here. Get to 214. Back up to 215 down the front straightaway. Here he comes to the line. 40.9. Here we come down in turn number 1. Who's that with him? It's Davidson. Davidson's got to move. He's going to try to make something stick. He got held up by being side by side. That's not going to help him in the long run. Here we go, down into turn number 3 for the final time, possibly. It's go time. It is just sheer go time. He so hurt the car, hit the outside wall. Davidson, will he get to the line? Yes, he will. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's time. That is time. That is time. There's a pack of cars. Time is still there. That's just everybody at the line. Here we go. Every car here. And I believe that is everybody. We will accelerate till everyone's in the pit lane. And that is everybody in. Nobody changed. But we're still going to get pictured. We're gonna get the evidence of the cars that made it in. And we will end this live stream here. We will see you guys tomorrow for the first of 2.